Hello everyone, and a big warm welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you my top 10 style tips of how you can always look effortlessly chic this summer 2025 without missing a beat or breaking the bank in the process. I talk a lot about that term effortless style on my channel, and it's actually a really hard phrase to define, especially when I think a certain element of it comes from within a woman naturally. So in today's video I'm going to really pick apart that terminology and share what it means to me in my everyday outfits. Plus, on top of that, probably most importantly, I'll be sharing some really easy style tips that all of you can reach for to be able to emulate that style in your own everyday outfits. Style tip 1, keep it simple. Now, I think the first thing that really springs to mind when I hear the term effortless chic would be an air of simplicity within an outfit. Now, of course, simple style doesn't mean not trying. Far from it, actually. Those looks should be, and often are, really considered. Imagine in your head a very messy room, my teenager's bedroom for instance. There's clothes all over the floor, there's sweet wrappers and pots and pans and every cup I've possibly got in the cupboard in his bedroom. It's very hard to make that big cluttered mess feel chic and elegant or stylish in any shape or form. But using that analogy, if I then tidied it all up and kept it really simple, it then starts to all naturally fall into place. Complicated outfits not only feel awkward to wear, but they often look it too. So I would make your life easier and strip it back to basics. So in summer, I would say a pretty cotton skirt, maybe styled with a very simple tank top, would be a really good example of styling it in that kind of simplistic fashion. Or say a nice pair of linen trousers paired with a classic white t-shirt. We can always jazz up those outfits later, and we'll talk about the how of that throughout this video. But first, let's get a really lovely, uncomplicated base going on. We've got all those right ingredients for a beautiful summer outfit. That's a really good place to start. Style tip 2, what's in your clothes? So let's say you found that perfect base of an outfit and it definitely ticks the simplicity box, but there's something that's still not feeling quite right. Have you checked what's in your clothes? Now this is where having those high quality elevated basics in your wardrobe really comes into its own. We could all ruin a perfectly chic looking outfit by going head to toe in polyester. Not to mention in the heat we will quite probably boil alive. So because effortlessly chic outfits are generally along a more simplistic train of thought, it's really important to think of other ways that we can make those particular outfits really shine. And considering your fabric composition really carefully would absolutely be one easy style tip I would highly recommend. And please note as well, actually, when I say invest in those high quality basics, I absolutely don't mean go and blow the budget on a designer item. There are lots of beautiful cotton skirts or lyocell trousers or beautiful linen dresses across the most affordable end of the high street. It's just a matter of finding them amongst the masses. Or indeed, let me do the searching for you, and I've added a few of my favorites that I spotted recently in the description box below, so you can take a look at those at the end of this video. Style tip 3, consider jewelry for that perfect finishing touch. So we've thought about simplicity and we've thought about how those clothes are going to look, wear and drape when we consider our fabric compositions. Now let's add a touch of statement to really bring those looks to life. And a really easy style tip we can all reach for to do this with is, of course, with our jewelry. Now, whatever jewelry you have in your own collection and however much you spent on it, adding those considered pieces of jewelry within these really thought through looks will often really start to bring the outfit together and make it look more effortlessly chic in the process. Take this beautiful necklace, for example. It cost me, I think it was 50 euros, so what's that, about 35 pounds from the hippie market in Ibiza. Now it's not pure gold, and no, it absolutely doesn't look it, but when I add it into this outfit idea, I think it's fair to say it absolutely adds a statement, adds a focal point to this outfit idea, and I think it makes the whole look come to life, almost like it's giving the outfit idea a theme, so to speak. And then of course I could extend out that theory with a pair of earrings or maybe a bracelet until I felt the entirety of the outfit is complete. One thing I would note here when it comes to jewelry, and certainly when I'm thinking of these very effortless kind of styles, is I am a big fan of less is more. I do love a stack of bracelets, and often I'll wear my necklaces in a kind of layered, tiered look. But I think particularly when I'm creating these very effortless, elevated kind of outfit ideas, I will add a little bit less jewelry, as I do think that less is more approach with your jewelry just helps to reinforce that that look is really understated. Apologies today if I sound a little bit husky and my sentences are a bit shorter than usual. I've got a really bad chest and I have to keep pausing to have a coughing fit, so apologies. By the by, the show will go on. Style tip 4, when cleavage just gets in the way. Okay, stating the obvious, I am obviously not talking from experience right now, but when I did have a larger bust when I was pregnant, I never wanted it to be on show. Looking effortless and giving everyone a bit of an eyeful don't exactly go hand in hand. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for people celebrating their own individual style, and if you happen to love having a bit of cleavage on show and that makes you feel really confident and put together, then absolutely go for it. But if your intent is to look as effortlessly chic as possible this summer, I do think it's a whole lot easier to capture that essence of that outfit if you don't have so much cleavage on show. Now, for those who are equally pretty flat-chested, this is a whole lot easier, I will absolutely admit. But for the larger busted ladies, I would just be really conscious of your necklines, obviously. And although we're not having a mini heat wave, sadly, today, if it is one of those days when it's just too warm to wear a simple crew neck t-shirt, think about maybe going for a sleeveless option with a crew neck shape instead. Lose the fabric on the sleeves to keep you a little bit cooler, but equally not over revealing on the chest portion either. Another nice idea for the larger busted ladies would be to say wear the beautiful camisole top that you want to wear, and then simply layer, say, a beautiful linen shirt over the top and just leave it open. Adding those lightweight layers will remove the focus being solely on your bust. And again, as an overall outfit idea, using layering in the mix can make those outfits look even more stylish and considered as a result. Style tip 5, effortless style from within. Now, like I mentioned at the start of this video, I do believe there's a certain element of effortless style that comes from within. It's like a quiet confidence that some women have about themselves that really shines through, and actually it's really, really lovely to see. But I know we're not all the most confident women in the room, and I think it takes time and practice to stop believing in ourselves. But I think most of us would agree that we felt that little spirit at some point. That little glimmer of joy you get when you love your outfit, it fits really nice, the sun's often shining, and you'd be hard pushed to let anyone burst your bubble in that moment. You just feel good in it, don't you? That's the spirit that we want to tap into on a daily basis. And that will start to come if you firstly dress for you and only you. Stop worrying about what's on trend and just wear what actually suits you. And the big one, stop comparing yourself to everyone else. I love that saying, comparison is the thief of joy, and I think it is so very true. Nothing good ever comes from comparing yourself to others, so don't even let your head go there. We can admire other people, of course, and it's lovely to give another woman compliments, but make sure you're doing it with your head held high. And instead, let's focus on finding your perfect wardrobe that makes you feel amazing on an everyday basis. I'll get off my soapbox now. I'm passionate about that. I really wish more women would feel more confident in themselves, because honestly, that's often the most stylish look of all. Style tip 6, play with textures. How to dress more effortlessly chic this summer? Don't forget about the textures you choose to add into your outfits. I know, I harp on about this an awful lot, but it's honestly one of the simplest style tips out there. It's free, all you've got to do is be mindful of it, and it can make a huge difference to your overall look. So without buying anything new, I would just take a look at what you already have in your wardrobe. I'm assuming in summer you've got a little mix of cotton, you've got some linen, hopefully some lyocell and icovero, maybe a little bit of silk here and there too. Notice how everything feels and imagine yourself wearing that outfit, walking down the street. How is that fabric going to move? And then start having a play, placing different ones with each other. For instance, if I place cotton next to cotton, that could end up looking a little bit bland. But if I take the silk and add that with the cotton, it makes a really lovely contrast. It makes the silk look a little bit silkier and the cotton look a little bit crisper. Then as an extension of that, we could add an element of suede or perhaps a little bit of raffia to make the overall look feel a bit more summery. And before you know it, you've got all those elements ready and waiting to make that beautiful, very effortlessly chic summer outfit. Style tip 7, tonal looks for the win. Now, the easiest style tip in the book for dressing more effortlessly chic in summer or any season for that matter would be to opt for a tonal looking outfit. But remember, although I particularly love white on white outfits, outfits once the sun starts shining, any color done as a whole block will have the same effect. So this is where color maximalists can really come into their own and go head to toe in neon pink if you so wish. Color done in one long column will always look cohesive, but also remembering those style tips from before, so don't overcomplicate the look. Think about that simplicity. Double check you've picked nice fabrics that are really breathable in the heat. Add that little statement hint of jewelry and voila, you've got yourself a new favorite summer outfit idea that you can wear and repeat. And another really easy style tip to help you make those tonal looks in the first place would be to go through your wardrobe and split it up via color. I do this with my own so that when I look at my wardrobe as a whole, I can literally go, okay, there's the white section, there's navy, there's gray, there's red, blah, blah, blah. That way, when you do have those I don't know what to wear moments, which we all get, me included, you only need to look at your wardrobe and pick the color that you want to go with. It's a fail-safe style tip that I personally reach for often. Style tip 8, focus on one favorite piece. So we've got our fail-safe tonal looks that we can reach for on any given day. Another style tip that I do when it's hot outside and I want to look chic, but maybe I'm feeling a little bit flustered, is just to bring it back down to basics and focus on one favorite single piece and then build my outfit around that. So for me, for instance, I would say, okay, I love this pair of trousers. The fit is great. They feel really flattering on me. Let me start building an outfit around that pair. So I'm going to add some textures in there and I'll think about the fabric composition to make sure it's appropriate for the heat. Ask yourself, could I do a little bit of layering to add a bit more interest and depth to the outfit? Do I need some statement jewelry, or could I add another tone perhaps with an accessory? Starting with that old favorite piece is a really easy way to just bring it back to basics and focus your mind, so to speak. It just centers your thoughts and hopefully stops you feeling so overwhelmed when you take a look at your wardrobe. And often as well, because you're reaching for one of your absolute favorite pieces and building an outfit around that, it often enables me to find some of my most favorite outfit ideas in the process. Style tip 9, to trend or not to trend? That is the question. But in all honesty, when I think about how to dress effortlessly chic in summer or any season for that matter, fashion trends rarely enter my head. They might slip into an outfit naturally because they're a new favorite piece or I particularly like how that fabric moves, but I rarely, if ever actually, add them in intentionally because they're on trend. Looking stylish and put together is more about having an inner confidence in yourself and the outfit idea that you've put together than it is about having the new top or say insanely expensive handbag. So I think it's really important to question yourself on the why you've added a certain piece into your outfit idea. And double check it's not because you think you should add it, i.e. it's very on trend this season. The knock-on effect of choosing trends for the sake of trends is likely that you'll feel less comfortable in that outfit idea. And of course, if you're less comfortable, you're not going to feel as confident. And if you're not feeling as confident, it's likely that your shoulders are going to slump a little bit, which defeats the object. I mean, that's a bit of an over-the-top example, but you get the idea. Trends are fun and can absolutely look great when you wear them, just don't let them wear you. Style tip 10. Co-ords don't just make pretty outfits. They're also incredibly helpful in making you look more effortlessly chic and elevated at the same time. Co-ords are actually a little bit like my secret weapon when it comes to styling those perfect summer outfits. And thankfully, actually, even the most affordable end of the high street go really big on those beautiful co-ords in summertime. So there's lots of options to choose from. A little like going for a tonal look, going for some of these beautiful co-ords will have that same, wow, doesn't she look really put together kind of effect. And actually, it's a bit of a cheat. You just bought a matching set. Hooray for making life a little bit easier. One less thing for us to think about. Now, on the whole, I personally prefer quite neutral looking outfits, but when I think about my co-ords that I've added into my wardrobe, this is definitely somewhere where you could add that unexpected pop of color, and overall, you're still going to have that very effortless effect from the look. And actually, co-ords are one of the few areas of my wardrobe that I seem to like prints in as well. Stripes, I think, would be one of my favorites, particularly when they're shorts and a shirt kind of set. Or even going floral like this with a pretty blouse and a pair of shorts. It's still remembering all of those style tips that we talked about before, but because it matches already, it's doing a lot of the hard work for you. So that one's a super easy style tip. There are so many more style tips I could talk about on this particular subject, but as you can hear, I'm not exactly feeling my best today. So I think I'll leave it there and perhaps make a part 2 version of this video if that's something you'd all like to see. Let me know in the comments. But just quickly, don't forget that less is more approach is often really, really helpful. And don't forget your whole look either, from your makeup, your hair, your nails and accessories. All of that combined really nicely together will create that effortless look. And don't overthink it as well. Deep down, I think we all know when we look good because you can kind of feel it inside in your tummy. So start listening to that because it will really, really pay off in your outfit ideas in the end. You're all amazing, you're worthy, and I am hugely, hugely grateful that you're here. I just hope I've inspired you a little bit today with all of these style tips and most importantly, given you a spring in your step to go style with your own wardrobes. Enjoy the process, everyone. Fashion is, after all, meant to be fun, and go show everyone what you're made of. Big hugs, everyone. I will see you on Sunday. Take care.